Witnessing the dynamic friendship that Gon and Killua share is one of the most naturally satisfying elements of Hunter x Hunter. From the moment they leave Kukudo Mountain together, they become practically inseparable despite their differing personalities. Although understanding and enjoying watching this relationship is not necessarily something that requires a deeply analytical mindset, it is with this mindset and the knowledge of future events in the series that we begin to see more of what drives these two to stay together and get along so well as producing a clearer picture of their general personalities and motivations. Using the manga as our point of reference, let's begin where it all started, the Hunter exam, in part 1 of this series I'm calling Shinyuu. The first time Gon and Killua meet, we see what will eventually become a pattern, Killua seeking out Gon. In this scene, Killua skates by Leorio during the first phase of the Hunter exam, and Leorio shouts at him, claiming he's a cheater. Gon tells Leorio he's wrong without really giving any attention to Killua, but Killua becomes immediately interested in Gon. You see, Killua has been told his whole life that he is special and will eventually take over the family business, and he's likely already killed plenty of adults. Because of this, he's brimming with confidence in his abilities, so of course seeing someone as young as himself taking the exam makes him curious. He skates up to Gon and asks his age, and his interest grows when he finds out they're the same age. So he hops off his skateboard, which impresses Gon, and introduces himself, and the two start to run together. Later in this phase, when Leorio starts to slow down and drops his bag, Gon is concerned and stops to make sure he can continue. This is the beginning of another pattern for this arc, Killua's leadership in his relationship with Gon. Killua tells Gon that Leorio is finished. That's just the way it goes, let's go. But Leorio finds the strength to continue and runs past both of them. Gon uses his fishing rod to grab Leorio's bag, and now it's Killua that's impressed with Gon. Killua says he wants to try it out, more of a direct statement than a question, and Gon agrees if he lets Gon try the skateboard. And this, to me, is the first sign of a true friendship starting to bloom. After all, sharing is caring. Now, some differences between the anime and manga start to pop up now that are important to point out. The scene of Killua challenging Gon to see who can finish first, and the result of that challenge are exclusive to the anime. The next scene we actually see of Gon and Killua in the manga shows them at the front of the pack as they ascend the staircase before the finish line. Gon notices they're ahead of everyone, and Killua informs Gon that the slow pace is tiring everyone faster. He also vocalizes how boring he thinks the Hunter exam may be, and it's here that the two characters' bond grows stronger, as they share details of their aspirations. Gon asks Killua why he wants to be a hunter. Killua explains that he doesn't really want to be a hunter, but is taking the exam for fun since it's supposed to be tough, but so far isn't. Gon's reaction is a bit hard to read, but I interpreted this as a mix of curiosity and longing for more detail. It's as if he suspects there's more to this story than Killua is letting on. So Killua then asks Gon why he wants to be a hunter. Gon tells him about Jing, his father, who is a hunter. And when Killua asks for more detail on him, Gon says he knows nothing about him, so Killua laughs and says that's weird. So Gon goes on to explain his meeting with Kite and the stories Kite told him. Gon's final statement in this conversation, "I want to follow in my dad's footsteps," marks a huge contrast between him and Killua that a first-time reader wouldn't pick up right away. It's not until several chapters later that we find out that Killua, completely opposite of Gon, is trying to escape the fate of following his father's footsteps. The fact that Gon has the opposite goal of him probably builds his interest in not only Gon, but the type of person Gon's father could be. It could also explain Killua's need to advise and teach Gon useful tips throughout the remainder of this arc, since Killua's perspective of family is negatively skewed. But the part of this phase ends after this conversation, and we're ready to tackle Swindler's Swamp. When the race across Swindler's Swamp begins, Gon and Killua continue running together ahead of Kurapika and Leorio. As they rush through the fog, Killua tells Gon that they should move ahead, and Gon thinks this is to stay close to the examiner, but Killua says it's to avoid Hisoka. He explains he can sense Hisoka has killed before and is ready to do it again because he is like Hisoka. Gon doesn't see the resemblance, but Killua says he's just playing innocent, and Gon will see soon enough. but from Gon's reaction, you can see he doesn't necessarily believe Killua. But he does trust his instincts, so Gon yells for Kurapika and Leorio to catch up, and Killua is shocked at how much of a dimwit he is. The screams from the other applicants make Gon worry if Leorio and Kurapika are okay. Killua continues to tell Gon to focus on himself and continue, explaining the dangerous situation they're in, and says Gon should only be concerned if he hears the screams of his friends. It's at that moment that Leorio's scream triggers Gon to rush back to help. Now in the anime, this happens when Killua isn't paying attention, but in the manga, Killua actually yells out to Gon, trying to stop him. This depicts a clear difference between Killua of the manga and Killua of the anime, because manga Killua consciously decides to finish this phase alone. It's a moment that defines Killua in this part of the series. Similar to when it appeared Leorio was going to quit during the first phase, Killua is willing to leave people behind who can't keep up with him, and this is a trait he tried to pass on to Gon. It's as if he is unconsciously instilling these lessons in Gon that his own family, the family he despises, taught him. Fast forward to the end of this phase where Kurapika and Gon exit the swamp. Gon's main concern is checking up on Leorio. After seeing Leorio is alive and well, Gon's next concern is not the whereabouts of his running mate Killua, but the situation around him, which is everybody standing outside this building. This is where I noticed the pattern I mentioned earlier about Killua always seeking out Gon. Killua approaches Gon to explain the situation, and Gon is excited to see him. Killua is happy to see Gon made it out and asks how he did it. When Gon tells him he followed the scent of Leorio's cologne, Killua again is shocked and calls him a weirdo. Gon's actions have consistently caught him off guard, so it's no wonder he sticks around with Gon during this quote-unquote boring exam. During the next phase, cooking for Buhara and Menchi, the interaction between Gon and Killua is very minimal. The anime shows them hunting for the wild boars together, but the manga reveals that Gon, Leorio, and Kurapika actually go hunting without Killua. It's not until Buhara finishes eating 70 roast pigs that we see them together again, Gon expressing how impressed he is at Buhara's appetite, Killua not so much. During the sushi phase, which was in the manga and the 1999 anime but not included in the 2011 anime, they also only have a brief interaction of analyzing the tools at their disposal to try and figure out what sushi is. But we could still assume that they were in close proximity of each other by this panel here, where they receive the results of the exam together. Similarly, we see them standing near each other in the final part of this phase on Split Mountain several times. By the way, the 2000 anime spiced up this phase a bit by adding the gust of wind that helped the protagonist survive this phase. In the manga, they simply jump down, grab an egg, and the next scene they're boiling their rewards together. And so the second phase of the exam ends. By now, Gon and Killua have become close enough that they enjoy sharing the experience of the exam together. Gon probably sees Killua as a friend, just like he does with Kurapika and Leorio. And to Gon, this is not really a big deal, since he makes friends easily. After all, he befriended a ferocious fox bear in Chapter 1. Killua, on the other hand, has had a much harder time with friendship. The little brother he cared about so much was locked away from him, physically and mentally. And his attempts at befriending Kanari failed. But Killua's initial approach at Gon and his effort to reconnect after they were separated in Swindler Swamp have paid off in a way he has yet to understand. Thanks for watching, my fellow nerds. Don't forget to subscribe to see part 2 of Shinyuu coming very soon. I promise it won't take as long as this did. Maybe. I will try my best. Okay, bye.